You want me to put that on my Tudor?
This One's Wife, the Monty Shit Show Manuscript. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. With the Netflix deal no longer being renewed and a litany of failures behind This One's Wife, the opportunities for her to make money are drying up faster than spilt water in a desert. The fact is that the opportunities are few and far between, and we all know why that is. She's talentless, charisma-free, and has a proven track record of not only being useless, but being difficult to work with, and therefore any organisation that wants to succeed is not going to involve itself with her. Not after they've seen how other people have fared in the graveyard of ambition. There does perhaps remain one aspect that This One's Wife could utilise, although the timing of the same is important, and that is writing her memoir. Now, there is one significant hurdle in relation to this. She would actually have to do some work. I doubt that she would physically start to write it, and would involve, as Harry did, a ghost writer who would be given copious instructions and some material that she had compiled for the purposes of telling her truth. At the current time, I would suspect that there isn't a huge amount of interest in what she has to tell people, because she's put much of it out there already. We know about her childhood, or at least the version that she has tried to tell us about. We've had the whinge fest through the docuseries Harry and This One's Wife with regard to the short time that they spent in the royal family. And the main area where she could drum up some interest may well be if, in the event that her and Harry divorce, that she will then talk about My Hell with Harry, where she dishes the dirt on him. Whether that would actually happen would depend upon the terms of the divorce, and one could well imagine that her silence would be bought for an increased premium. But a piece of interesting information came my way in relation to the possibility and prospect of This One's Wife creating a memoir by virtue of the Monty Shit Show manuscript. In the sun-drenched hills of Monty Shit Show, California, where This One's Wife and Prince Harry have carved out a new life since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, whispers of a clandestine project have begun to circulate among Hollywood insiders and royal watchers alike. The rumour, as tantalising as it is unconfirmed, suggests that This One's Wife is secretly penning a bombshell memoir. Not just any memoir, but a meticulously crafted manuscript that intertwines her own life story with an audacious claim: the discovery of a long-lost diary belonging to Diana, Princess of Wales, hidden for some time, and now in This One's Wife's possession. This has been dubbed the Monty Shit Show manuscript by those privy to the information, and apparently promises to shake the foundations of the British monarchy, redefine This One's Wife's public image, and cement her as a cultural force. The story begins in the summer of 2022 during This One's Wife and Harry's visit to Althorpe, the Spencer family estate, to mark the 25th anniversary of Princess Diana's death. As detailed in Harry's memoir Spare, the couple rode to the secluded island in the round oval lake, where Diana's grave lies, to pay their respects. Harry describes This One's Wife kneeling at the grave, hands pressed against the stone, seeking clarity and guidance from her late mother-in-law. But what if this moment was more than a spiritual communion? It's whispered that during this visit, Charles Spencer, Diana's brother and the 9th Earl Spencer, entrusted This One's Wife with a hidden artifact, a small leather-bound diary, discovered in a locked drawer in Althorpe's attic during renovations in 2021. The diary, allegedly written by Diana in the final months of her life, contains revelations about her struggles with the royal family, her fears for safety, and her vision for a future where her sons could break free from the monarchy's constraints. Now, Certainly, it would seem strange that this would be entrusted to this one's wife, but might this be a way of utilizing this one's wife to get this information appertaining to Diana out? Because she is seen as somebody that would utilize this information for her own purposes. This leads to the question, why would Charles Spencer share such a sensitive document with this one's wife? The answer apparently lies in the bond between Harry and his mother's family, as well as the fact that this one's wife has sought to create a role as the curator of Diana's legacy. Harry has frequently compared this one's wife to Diana, noting their shared compassion and defiance of royal norms in their Netflix docuseries Harry and This One's Wife. Charles Spencer, a vocal defender of Diana's memory, has maintained close ties with Harry, as evidenced by his presence during the 2022 Althorpe visit. Speculation suggests that Charles saw This One's Wife, with her background in media production through Archwell Productions, as the ideal steward to bring Diana's untold story to the world. This One's Wife's visit to the grave, described as deeply emotional, may well have been the moment that Charles passed on this information, entrusting her with a mission to honour Diana's truth in a way that aligns with the Sussex's advocacy for transparency and mental health. The Montecito Manuscript is said to be a hybrid work, part memoir of This One's Wife's own journey from actress to royal to global philanthropist, and part annotated edition of Diana's diary. According to a source, This One's Wife has been working on this project in secret, retreating to a private study where she pores over Diana's handwritten pages. The diary allegedly contains details such as Diana's suspicions of being monitored by royal insiders, her plans to establish a humanitarian foundation independent of the monarchy, and cryptic references to a secret ally within the royal household who warned her of the dangers in the past. This One's Wife's manuscript reportedly weaves these revelations into her own narrative, drawing parallels between the scrutiny of her life and that of Diana's, once again exhibiting This One's Wife's Diana duplication. Since founding Archwell Productions in 2020, This One's Wife has spearheaded projects like the Netflix docuseries and the children's book The Bench, showcasing her ability to at least attempt to craft narratives that resonate globally. Her memoir diary hybrid apparently has been set up to align with her stated goal of telling compelling and truthful stories, as noted in Archwell's mission statement. Furthermore, This One's Wife's fascination with Diana is well documented. In the 2017 engagement interview, she spoke of wearing Diana's diamonds in her engagement ring to keep her with us on this crazy journey. A project centred on Diana's diary would be a natural extension of this connection, offering This One's Wife a platform to reframe her narrative while honouring her mother-in-law's legacy. Apparently, the content is such that it has the potential to upend the monarchy, which of course is something that This One's Wife would very much want. The entries name specific royals and courtiers who marginalised Diana, detailing private conversation that exposed the palace's efforts to control her public image, and it stated that This One's Wife will utilise that with regard to her own narrative of being silenced. There is reference to the 1997 Paris car crash with the suggestion that it wasn't entirely accidental, a claim that echoes long-standing conspiracy theories that have actually been debunked by official inquiries but still remain alive in the public imagination. The manuscript, according to sources, doesn't outright endorse the theories but presents Diana's words verbatim, allowing readers to draw their own conclusions. Such a move, of course, would be a calculated risk on the part of This One's Wife, aligning with her history of challenging the royal establishment as she did in the 2021 Oprah interview. The secrecy surrounding the project adds to its allure. Unlike Harry's Spare, which was heavily publicised, This One's Wife is said to be working under a veil of confidentiality, with only a select few, Harry, Charles Spencer and a trusted editor at Penguin Random House, aware of the manuscript's existence. The secrecy is such that she is looking to carefully manage her image in relation to these public-facing projects. The manuscript is rumoured to be slated for release in 2026, timed to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Diana's divorce from King Charles III, a symbolic moment to underscore themes of liberation and resilience. Public reaction to this rumoured manuscript apparently is polarised, although I have to state I haven't seen any particular observations about it as a whole. There are those that would likely see it as another attempt to exploit Diana's legacy, something that Harry and this one's wife have been involved in before. Naturally, people have referenced her as engaging in crazed endeavours and have accused this one's wife in the past of sensationalising Diana's tragedy. The manuscript's potential impact is said to be something that you can't overstate. If this is correct, and the diary does indeed name names, it could reignite tensions between Harry and his brother Prince William, who has maintained a closer alignment with the monarchy. The timing would also amplify the fallout, potentially forcing the palace to respond to decades' own allegations. This one's wife's decision, of course, to include her own story alongside that of Diana's, will inevitably invite accusations of self-aggrandizement, though her supporters are bound to argue it contextualises their shared struggles, as once again she engages in the Diana duplication. If this is correct about this Montecito manuscript, it would be a most audacious move on the part of this one's wife, a literary bombshell that merges her voice with Diana's, seeking to challenge the monarchy's narrative and wanting to cement her, at least her own view, as being some kind of cultural icon, and would be an attempt to assert control over the monarchy by, in effect, the utilisation of Diana, whose memory continues to be a thorn in aspects of the monarchy's side. What do you think, valuable viewers? Do you just think this is, yet again, some manifestation on the part of this one's wife, suggesting that this is something that she is going to do? Do you think that it is an attempt by her to drum up interest in a potential memoir so that she's laying the ground? Is this part of the ongoing PR blitz that Meredith Gaines has been engaging in with circulating such rumours? Or is it entirely just scurrilous speculation that has been done as a means to cause people to talk about it? Might there be some substance in it? Do you think this is something that this one's wife might engage in, even if no diary has been handed over, that she would make it seem as if she had? After all, she operates in the world of delusion and fantasy. It wouldn't be too much a stretch of the imagination, would it, for a narcissist to claim that she'd been handed some kind of secret diary and that she's woven that into the tapestry of her own works? Let me know what your thoughts are, valuable viewers, in the comments section. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.